Hi guys, and welcome to this class. It is day 7 of our challenge, which means we're halfway through. And for today's video, we're gonna go through some stretches. And I know you're probably thinking, but this is a strengthening challenge. Yes, correct. But it is important for us to stretch along with all of the exercises that we've been doing. It helps create flexibility in the muscles. We want elastic muscles. Elasticity within our muscles. It also helps our range of motion and the mobility of our joints. All of that together is what helps us become stronger. It helps us go deeper into our practices. So stretching does matter, and because we're halfway there, I'm sure you'll be grateful for a bit of a break. It is a short video, so please come and join me on your mats. Let's go ahead and get started in a seated posture. So coming to sit down, let's sit facing the top of our mat. It doesn't matter which leg is in front of which. And we're just going to take our right hand behind us, bending into that right elbow. You're going to grab onto your right elbow with your left hand, drop through that right shoulder, and take your left ear towards your left shoulder. Try to keep the spine nice and long, so press into the sitting bones as you grow a little taller. And then allow the head to get heavy as it melts towards your left shoulder. Bringing your chin towards your left collarbone. We'll face our left knee as we bow the head down. And then slowly releasing. We're just going to walk our hands forward and release the upper body down towards the ground. So once again, it doesn't matter which leg is on top of which. Just try to keep the sitting bones grounded. So make sure that the hips aren't lifting up off the ground as you melt. Notice how the more you open into the chest, so it's a slight tilt to the pelvis, you'll feel a stretch through that lower back. Taking one more breath here. And then we lift ourselves up through center. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Give yourself a nice little twist. Keep pressing into the sitting bones to grow tall. Gently pulling with that right hand to twist a little deeper, gazing over the left shoulder. And then keep the right hand where it is, come to gaze forward, left hand on right knee, chin towards your chest, just round out through the spine. Once again, get a nice stretch through the back, in between the shoulder blades, drawing the belly in. And we release. Bring your left hand behind you, grab onto your left elbow with your right hand, and then draw your right ear towards your right shoulder. Allow that left shoulder to gently drop and the head to grow heavy. Bring your chin towards your right collarbone. And then release. Change the direction of your legs. So whichever leg was underneath, bring the other one. And then walk the hands forward. And once again, we take a nice little forward fold here. Remember that we're pulling the sitting bones down, tailbones gently drawing back, chest is melting towards the ground. And then lift yourself up. Left hand is going to come onto that right knee. Right hand is behind us. We take our twist, so we grow tall. And with the exhale, we twist deeper. Twisting from that midline. And then keeping the left hand where it is, right hand crosses over. Once again, chin towards our chest, belly draws in, so navel to spine, chin to chest. Round out through the spine. Open into those shoulder blades. And we lift ourselves up. Planting our feet on the mat, we're going to lift ourselves up and then straighten out through the legs as we forward fold. Keep a micro bend in the knees and just allow the upper body to hang heavy. Anything you want to do with the arms, you can grab your elbows, you can grab your head, drawing your chin towards your chest. The hands can come behind your back. You can even walk the hands forward and pull the hips back with a gentle bend in the knees. See what works for you here. And then walk the hands to your feet, chin to chest. We're going to roll ourselves all the way up, vertebra by slow vertebra. Shoulders reach up, back, and down. All right, take that left foot back behind you for a high lunge. Arms float up, lengthening out through that left leg. Hips are squared forward. Arms reaching high, ribs drawing towards one another. Take your left hand, toes point to the right hand side. Give yourself a nice little side stretch. So gently pulling that left hand up and across, giving the left side body some love. And then slowly coming back through center. Keeping, for now, let's actually take our hands down to the ground. You can always use blocks for this one to keep you a little bit higher. We're going to lift the left heel as high as we can and straighten out through that right leg as we pull the right hip back. So really squaring off through the hips as we melt our chest down over that right leg. Coming into this pyramid variation. Stretching into the back of that right leg. And then slowly start to bend into that right knee and sweep that right leg back into a downward facing dog. So we press into our hands, lift the hips, pull the heels down, ribs knit towards one another, melt the chest. Take a breath as you are. And then come forward with your right shin, so right knee behind right wrist, pulling that left leg back, leveling off through the hips, opening the heart as we inhale, and then surrender down to the ground as you exhale. Taking one more breath here. Slowly lifting ourselves up, tucking into those left toes. Bring that right foot back. We take downward facing dog once again. Look between your hands. The left foot is going to step forward. Arms are going to float up. We take our high lunge. Take a moment to square off through the hips, to bend into that left knee, to straighten out through that right leg. Get a nice stretch into that right hip flexor. And then grab onto your right wrist with your left hand, turn your feet to the left-hand side, and reach that right arm across, stretching into your right side body. Keep bending into that left knee. Slowly come back through center. Hands to the ground or onto blocks. Keeping that right heel lifting nice and high, we straighten out through that left leg, squaring off through the hips and melting ourselves down towards the ground. Take a breath as you are. And then bend into that left knee and step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a stretch in your down dog, pressing into the hands, the hips lift high, the heels draw down. Tailbone is lifting up and back, navel's drawing in, chest is melting down. And then gaze between your hands, bring that left shin towards your left knee, square off through the hips. Open into the heart for an inhale, and exhale, we release into our pigeon pose. Taking one more breath here. Slowly start to lift the head up. We're going to shift our hips over towards the left-hand side, draw that right leg forward, and create a triangle with your legs. So coming into Baddha Konasana, but this time with the legs a little further away from the body. From here, I want you to reach your right hand behind you, and then you're going to reach your left hand towards the left hand towards the right hand side, rounding out through the spine. So giving yourself a bit of a different twist here. But keep pulling that right hip back as that left arm reaches forward. And then come back through center. Take that left hand behind you, right hand towards the left hand side, and round out through the spine. Coming back through center. Draw the heels towards your groin. Open the feet as if there were a book. Knees towards the ground. We're going to lengthen out through the spine and just start to melt your chest down. You can walk the hands forward if that works for you, coming onto the forearms perhaps. But try to maintain the long spine. So if you feel like you're completely rounding, then lift yourself up a little bit higher. Take a breath here. Slowly start to lift yourself up. Draw the knees towards one another. Separate the feet, and then use your hands to lift yourself up into a yogic squat. My favorite stretch in yogic squat, we're going to come onto the left ball of the foot, keeping that left arm on the inside of your left knee. And then bring your right hand to that right knee and press that right knee away from the body. Use your left elbow to keep pressing that left knee away. We're really going to open into the hips here. Taking one more breath. And then slowly coming onto the other side. So we lift into that right, we lift the right heel. Right arm is on the inside of that right knee. We're going to left hand onto your left knee. I can't speak today. Press that left knee away from the body. Using your right elbow into that right knee. We press the right knee away as well. Opening into the hips. And then slowly coming back through center. Bring your knees onto the ground. Keep your hips stacking over the knees. Walk your arms forward and take a puppy pose. So melt your chest towards the ground, forehead onto the ground. If you want to stretch into your triceps, you can bring your hands into a prayer. And bring that prayer over your head. Taking one more breath here. Slowly releasing the prayer if it was there. Walking yourself back into a tabletop position. If your toes are tucked, untuck them and just bring your hips to your heels for a child's pose. Feeling the hips pulling back towards the heels, the fingers reaching forward, stretching through the sides of the body. This is going to be it for this video. These are such short classes. But I hope you enjoyed that stretch. Feel free to add these stretches as you continue through this challenge. I hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.